Marcell, do you remember buying your first car?
I certainly do. It felt like yesterday.
For me, it was such an exciting yet overwhelming experience.
I remember spending hours on the internet just searching for specifications that met my need.
No, for real, Google became my best friend because there were so many factors to consider.
Let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Kuyan, and today in the passenger seat with me is my dear friend Marcell. And on this episode of If You Love It, Protect It, we'll be talking a little bit more about what it was like purchasing our first car. So Marcell, for you, was it new or was it a used vehicle?
For me, it was definitely used. Fresh out of university and having my first job, a used vehicle was more practical for me. So I got a Honda Civic 2014.
Okay, nice. I got a Suzuki Swift and it was perfect for me at the same time. I had just started my new job and I went the financing route.
Because I know some persons would opt to buy their vehicle cash, but financing is definitely a viable option to go as well.
It made sense. I did not at the time have all the funds to put down to purchase a car in one go. So financing just made sense to me at the time.
For me, I had the pleasure of having a personal banking officer who sat down with me. She went through all of the specifications, ensured that she told me what I was eligible for, whether I was eligible for 100% financing, my monthly payments, and she even prepared a pre-qualification letter for me to assist me with the purchase.
And that must have been a big difference when you were going to the auto dealers and shopping around.
Trust me, it was a breath of fresh air.
Did you consider getting a stick shift or was it straight automatic for you?
For me, I was definitely rooting for a stick shift.
You were?
Yeah, definitely. However, in terms of affordability, the automatic vehicle came out on top.
Straight automatic. I did not even consider the stick shift. I remember when I was learning to drive, the car that I was learning with was a stick shift, and that was just a disaster. I'm sorry. I have an automatic girly.
Happens to the best of us.
There are the general considerations, but there are also some costs associated with purchasing a new vehicle that a first-time car buyer may not consider.
Things that I had to consider, and I kind of learned the hard way as well, is ensuring that my monthly payments are within my budget. So even though I might see some vehicles, they look attractive, I have to crunch the figures to see where they fit in my budget.
And that's such a good point because budgeting is critical. Because for your first car, you don't want to overexert yourself. You don't want to have a car and then you can't buy lunch.
Exactly. Another important factor to consider as well is an upfront fee we refer to as processing costs. So when you're doing an auto loan, you have to set aside some funds to cover your processing fees as well.
But not only your processing fee, you also have to think about your registration fee.
Definitely.
It's not just the loan amount that you have to consider when you're purchasing your new car. There are all these other costs. Let's talk about gas.
Gas, definitely. It is a step up from taking the public transportation where all you have to consider is your fare. You have to think about your length of journey and how much it generally costs for fuel.
One of the other factors that I realize a lot of persons don't think about is insurance.
Definitely. That's a big one.
And the cost associated with insurance.
That's a big one.
And when you are a first-time car buyer, once you're taking out a loan, well, one, it's mandatory for you to have auto insurance. And especially if you're taking out a loan, you must get comprehensive insurance coverage. Tell me, what was your first time, like, getting car insurance?
It was a bit scary for me as a young male driver.
Why?
I was greeted with some exorbitant quotations. And after shopping around, I found one that was somewhat within my budget.
So tell me, what was your first time like? Not only purchasing your car, but getting insurance. So one thing I'll say is always up to get your license. Even if you're not ready to purchase your first car, get your license, get some driving experience, because the age of your license, your age, your accident history, those are some of the factors that will impact how much you pay for your insurance premium. So Marcell, what are some of the questions you find that your clients are asking when they're shopping around for a new car?
As a financial advisor, what I observe is that clients tend to come once they have identified the vehicle. Generally, they go on Instagram or
Good
Facebook.
Old Instagram, yes.
And they see a vehicle pop up in their feeds and they're like, this is my dream vehicle. But what would advise our clients to do is speak to your advisor first Let us have a sit down, review your financial documents, then we can tell you what vehicle you're able to afford. And that will help you to, manage the buying process and make it a lot more smoother for you.
Agree. Affordability is key.
Definitely. And to even make it a lot more seamless, we'll provide you with a pre-qualification letter, which you can show to the dealer, and then they will be able to say, all right, this vehicle is within your price bracket, or that vehicle is within your price bracket. And that will make the process a lot more seamless. I want you to comment below and tell us what your dream vehicle is.
And remember, 2 important things to consider. 1, talk to your banker. Visit Marcell and get that pre-qual letter. And 2, go to Google and search for Scotia Protect and get an auto insurance quote so that you are not surprised by your insurance premium. Marcell, this was such a good conversation.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining me in the passenger seat. If you want to see more episodes, please comment below and let us know. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, if you love it, protect it.